So, villagers, huh? I'm gonna check something. Huh. This is good music, actually. I mean, I don't know why I'm saying actually, like, it's Homestuck music, of course, it's good music. There we go. We're gonna do some friend making because we can't do the villagers because that glitch is back. Yay. Alright, let's go. Oh, I hit start. No, yeah, that is right. Yeah. We're done with volume 1. And I'm never doing that again. Let me move some stuff. It's time for volume 2. You stumble through the streets of a strange alien world. Ever since you crash landed on this hostile planet, you have been desperate. Desperate for more information, for provisions, and possibly for a bit of medical attention. Please, some medical attention. Along the way, you've had some laughs, embarrassing missteps, and maybe even an encounter with alien meat products. You don't really want to get into it. Hi, Bun Buns. I'm so sad. I can't check on the villagers because I don't think you were there, but the first time I tried to play that game, I got this really weird glitch where opening it made my display capture disappear. And I found a workaround for that glitch, which isn't even, it's very just kind of hidden until it works. If I make the glitch happen on purpose and then switch between all my scenes really quickly, the display just comes back. And that's what I've been doing every time I need to play virtual villagers. But now it's not working. So I don't want to, well, I'll figure it out. So we're going to have, honestly, this is just more suspense to see if they push the boulder. The exact, I know. More like I need the golden child to push the boulder. But now we get to go back to this game, which I don't know if you saw any of when I was playing this one, Friendsim, but it's been wild so far. It's been wild so far, and I may have murdered somebody. What you do want to get into is friendship. An entire planet of endless friend opportunities awaits you. Honestly, at this point, you make friends with one of those weird purple bushes. You're not picky. Wait, you see something in the distance, or perhaps someone. Oh my god, why is your color the exact color, Bun Buns? Okay. Amisia looks... Yeah, I'm going to pronounce this Amisia, because that can be pronounced Sha. Oh, ooh. Amisia looks so cute. Cirava. Oh my god, but okay, but they both look really cute, so I don't know which one I want to meet first. I think I'm gonna go with Amisia because I don't know, slightly cuter. Although, now if you don't know anything about Homestuck, this is probably like paint from painting, but their paint is made from the blood of other trolls. So lo, what light through yonder weirdly organic architecture breaks? A small figure approaches. Amisia. Oh my gosh. You are so... That's about a good fourth of what Homestuck is. But basically the story here in this game is we're a human. Specifically the reader, like the reader self-insert from Homestuck that shows up sometimes, who has crash landed on the planet that these aliens are from. Why? I don't know why we were in space in the first place, but this is where we are. So far, you've swallowed quite a few insults in regards to your looks and intelligence level. True. You aren't really the type to let the shallow opinions of others get you down, but it's been kind of a rough day. You brace yourself. Cute! Oh. She gives you a sweet, sincere smile. I love her already. Can we have like one normal, like, oh, we just meet this person and become friends? Like nothing weird? Can that happen? I've never seen anything like you. It's giving me all sorts of new ideas. Boy, do you hope some of those ideas are about friendship. Now that you've got a taste of it, you are hungry for more. You take a stumbling step forward and your ribs remind you that although the potential of camaraderie is enough to improve your mental health, it can't cure acute injuries. Oh, you don't look so good. Come inside. I've been looking for new contributors. I don't trust this. You are so right to be suspicious. Like, okay, admittedly, the very first person I met was one of the, like, so the trolls have different blood colors, which is the same as, like, she's kind of covering it, but she's a blue blood, as you can see by the symbol on her shirt. And the specific cast, the very first person I met is kind of the worst TM. Like, they have mind control, and like every single character we've met in the story from that cast has been very manipulative and very self-centered, and this one was no different. So that kind of started it off weird, and then the very next person was better, but I did kill him in one of the routes on accident. So like, I just want something normal to happen. Contributors? Could she mean friendship contributors? No, that's dumb. I don't know what she means, but it probably sucks. Cause she's of a better, like, okay, she doesn't have the mind control powers, but she's literally like one step above. They kind of have like this weird mix of like alien racism and classism based on the blood system. And you know, the higher you get, the worse it is. You like, it depends, obviously, person to person, but like, she's pretty up there. So this probably is gonna suck in some way, shape, or form. Does she want to paint with my blood? I'm calling it now. She's gonna want to paint with my blood. Okay. Maybe she runs some sort of alien newspaper and she wants you on staff. She looks a little young for that, but what the heck do you know about alien management hierarchy? You follow her to a nearby building, and now that you're looking up from your ravenous hunt for companionship, you notice you've wandered into a kind of upscale part of town. Yeah, this is like the highest a land dweller can be. No, the highest a blue blood can be. Gamzee's class is in there, huh? I'm gonna have to meet some sort of juggalo, and I don't want to. There's a lot less garbage and people collapsed in the street. You see one of those spiky robot things, but it's washing a window instead of shooting a laser at a group of children. If that's not high class, you don't know what is. Before you can follow her inside, she turns around in the threshold, blocking your way. Real quick, you don't happen to be an artist, do you? Artistry? Well, as a matter of fact, I mean, if I'm being truthful. Excuse me, where's my third option where I am a great artist? Hello? Why do I have a feeling this is gonna be the one though? Like, I'm gonna answer this because it's true. It's the truest to me, myself, in real life. But I really feel like this is gonna be the one where she's like, no! And it ends the whole thing right now. It is, isn't it? Oh. I see how it is. Where you aren't going to snake rodent any trade secrets out of me. Goodbye. I knew it, but I had to answer truthfully. But I knew it. Alright, well, let's do that again. Come on, Amisia. Oh yeah, we're stumbling. We're gonna get friendship. And we're gonna meet Amisia. Oh wait, whoop. Alright, tell her no, I've never had a knack for it. Oh good. Friendships between artists can be so fraught. Much better to just keep things between artists and art appreciators. That way no one can get jealous. You're really about to try and paint with my blood, aren't you? Please let me make one normal friend. The girl's smile widens even further and you feel an unbelievable rush of joy. Have you finally found someone who isn't a total fucking maniac? No! I'm telling you, we haven't. Because first of all, we're on Alternia. We're on Alternia. And like, that's gonna be 99% of the population. Thanks, Doc Scratch. And she brought up friendship without you having to mention it at all. It puts a spring in your step, or as much of a spring as possible with a broken arm and a misaligned torso. Please, somebody take me to the hospital. I mean, I don't think they have hospitals, huh? They cannot have hospitals on this planet. That does not track. My brain does this with, Latula's name too. Sometimes I pronounce it like that, Latula, and sometimes I pronounce it, Latula. My brain this time wanted to pronounce this Amisia. Hi! So, my character said, have I finally found someone who isn't a total fucking maniac? So if that's not, what's the worst that could happen? But yeah, like my brain wants to pronounce her name Amisia now, but then I will go back to pronouncing it Amisia. That's just what's gonna happen. Anyway, I'm gonna try and stick to Amisia. We're gonna try and keep this consistent. Amisia leads you into an elevator with buttons labeled in spiky letters that make absolutely no sense to you. You realize that probably nothing is ever going to make sense to you again. That's okay. Your hierarchy of needs has adjusted recently. I really feel like medical attention needs to be at the top, not friendship. I don't know if you saw when I mentioned it, but I have broken ribs and a broken arm right now. Your new friend, you are jumping the gun with this descriptor, but you are feeling seriously good about this encounter. Yeah. It's from the... You're right. You are feeling seriously good about this encounter. Stands in the corner of the elevator, wringing her claws. I wish I'd known I was gonna have company. I would have cleaned up a little. Who's ready for more kids in cages? It's been a while since I've met anyone new. You assure her that whatever disaster her house is in can't be any worse than some of the other places you've seen here. True. So far we've been to a house with a dungeon with a bunch of children. Well, they're all children. But a bunch of children in cages. And a sewer. Those are the 2 places we've been so far. And I guess we came out of the sewer into a meat locker somewhere. Those are the 3 places we've been so far. You assure her that whatever disaster, we've seen, can't be any worse than the other places we've seen. Although you kind of get what she means. She's wearing an artist's smock that's covered in splashes of paint. Let me tell you about Alternia. Actually, it doesn't really look like paint. Paint! But it couldn't be anything else, could it? It's every color of the rainbow. The elevator door slides open and you step into a space that you are relieved to find is totally recognizable. A table overflows with messy palettes and brushes, cloudy jars of water, and sponges. Several easels stand beside the windows to catch the light of the 2 moons, and a number of canvases lean against them on the wall. I should also point out, trolls are nocturnal, because their sun is way more powerful than ours, and actually turned one of the main characters blind because she looked at it for a hot second. And a number of canvases lean against the wall. Turn so you can't see what's on them. It is. First things first. Amisia brings you over to a wall screen that looks way more high-tech than anything you have on your now-defunct spaceship. Tapping away at a series of unreadable symbols, she then indicates you should take off your sling. Oh yeah, so I still have the sling. Wait a minute. I got the sling? I got the sling in the timeline where I killed Diamond. So is that the true timeline? The one where he dies? Because in that one, he takes off his shirt and you turn it into a sling. But he dies in that one. Wait! Oh no! Here. Go ahead and stick it in there. I'm so sorry. Welcome to Homestuck. I guess I should say the alpha timeline, because that's what it's called in Homestuck. Welcome to Homestuck. Alright, go ahead and stick it in there. She seems to want you to put your injured arm into a large hole in the wall, which you do, because you are sure your new friend has your best interest in heart. Let me tell you about high bloods on Alternia. No! This is awful. The hole shrinks down like a blood pressure cuff, sending bolts of agony through you. Well, her face. You want to yank your arm back out, but you don't. Even if it's broken, you still like having it attached to you. Instead, you shout a lot and thrash your other limbs around. Calm down, you big wriggler. That's troll speak for baby. because they're technically bugs, and when they were first born, they kind of just look like bugs with people heads. It's like you've never seen a medicalizer before. If you don't stop moving, it won't work. Is this just really an intense blood pressure machine? Because once when I was a kid, when I was a kid, I did do that once where like it was really, really tight that one specific day, and I started moving, which it can't get loose until you stop, and it was a mess. So I can imagine. Tears spill down your cheeks, but you force yourself still. You'll bear the pain. You'll do it for your friend. She's looking at you so hopefully, and she's so delicate and pretty, almost angelic. You look at her face and tell yourself it's all going to be okay. Finally, the hole releases you and you pull your arm back out to find it completely healed. You can move your fingers. It doesn't even hurt anymore. Hey, things are looking up. I was about to say this doesn't sound like something they'd have on Alternia, but then I remembered she's a high blood, so like, it does sound like something high bloods would have on Alternia. Thanks, medicalizer. See? I told you. This is great. You are overwhelmed with the urge to celebrate. I'm gonna save. Alright, I guess we don't need these timelines anymore. But I still, like, this is the guy who died, and I'm upset that apparently the timeline where he dies is the main one. We're gonna get excited. We're gonna get excited and see what happens. Get excited and dance your new friend around the room. Oh wait, she might not. That sounds like we're gonna grab her arms or something and like, yay! And I don't know if she'll like that, but let's see. You try to resist the urge to celebrate. You fail to resist the urge. That face. You take Amisia by her tiny hands and twirl her around the studio, or you try to. You forgot about your busted ribs. You sure are doing that a lot. You let go of Amisia and go careening into one of the tables. Thankfully, not the one covered in art supplies. You hit the corner and go down on your already incredibly sore ass. By the way, so in the timeline where my man Diamond died, he was choking on a hot dog, so you kind of get behind him and try to do the Heimlich. And it works, but he coughs it out with too much force, and it sends you both tumbling down this hill. And his head landed on, like, he landed upside down kind of on the curb, and then your ass lands on his head and snaps his neck. That's what happened. This is what you get for acting like a huge fucking tool in front of your new friend. What a turn of events. This whole entire game has just been, what a turn of events. Are you okay? Was that some sort of ritualistic rite of healing I've never heard of before? Hi. You shrug against the floor. Amisia leans down and picks you up in a bridal carry, despite the fact that she's about half your size. It makes your ribs hurt, but what doesn't nowadays? Amisia lays you down on a weird lumpy couch. Are you sure you're okay? You look a little... She trails off to nothing. She's looking at your left arm, which you have draped over yourself awkwardly to sort of try to hold your torso together. That... I should also point out that the human blood color, like our specific shade of red, is not a normally naturally occurring blood color in trolls. Like, they have red, but it's more rusty. Usually. That color, at first you think she means the color of your skin, which is different than her light gray. Then you think she means the truly fantastic buffet of bruises you've got going on. Oh, it's very descriptive and very important to their culture. But then you realize that in your prancing idiocy, you've managed to scrape up the inside of your arm. Blood oozes sluggishly from the wound. Amisia dredges a finger through it. You're half expecting her to put it in her mouth and for this to become a whole cannibal situation. Well, since you aren't the same species, it wouldn't really be cannibalism, but still, no thanks. Instead, Amisia just holds her finger up, the drop of blood trembling on the tip. This color! I've never seen anything like it! She dashes off to one of her tables, pulling over a sketchbook and dragging her finger down it. Your blood paints a rusty line down the center. She lets out a little squeak of excitement. This is amazing! What, red? Not red! There's a million dirty little rusties swarming all over the city. I'm drowning in red. This is crimson! It's incredible! You must be some sort of mutant. Homie, I'm not even a troll. Is she just now realizing I'm not even a troll? With my non-gray skin and my non-yellow sclera and my no horns. And honestly, MSPA Reader looks like, hold on, I need to show you, MSPA Reader doesn't even look. But MSPA Reader literally looks like a pale white stick figure. So I super don't look anything like this. You're really lucky I found you instead of one of the drones. Lucky? You? Yes, very lucky. The luckiest. Though your arm is healed and you're out of whatever doubtlessly weird weather happens on this planet, maybe Amisia's right. Maybe you are lucky. Maybe she's about to bleed me for all of my blood so she can paint with it. You close your eyes and try to breathe. Zen yourself out. Really center yourself in your own body and all that garbage. Her face! Then you open your eyes and wow, you sure aren't centered anymore. Yeah. Yeah. In fact, you roll completely to the left as you try to get away from Amisia, who is back and standing over you with a gigantic axe. Watch out! Watch out! Amisia grabs you, drags you back up onto the couch, and plants her hand on your solar plexus, effectively pinning you down. You'll hurt yourself if you keep flopping around like a beached blubber beast. You want to be friends, don't you? You want to help me with my artistic aspirations, right? Blubber beast. Oh, you don't... Yes, I'm literally a stick figure. Like, I will... Let me see. I can show you. I shouldn't have overwritten that save, huh? I just thought about that. I should have overwritten this one, but that's okay. Oh wait, you can see me right here actually, so I didn't even need to do that. This is me. Everything I just did was a mess, but anyway, this is me. No timeline recovery. Amisia. You get the feeling that she might be trying to manipulate you, just the tiniest little suspicion. It's possible Amisia has recognized your intense craving for companionship and is trying to exploit it. You don't like being suspicious of a new friend, but that's a pretty big axe. Homestuck. You're right. Welcome. Homestuck. I don't know what's got you so worried. Hey, have you played Friendsim, Ty? Have you played this game? Oh, it was Homestuck o'clock, wasn't it? Okay. I don't know what's got you so worried. I just want to show you my axe. Oh, of course. Makes sense. It is a really nice axe. You hold out your hand for it, but of course it is too heavy for you and your hands are all sweaty and you fumble it. Fumble the really sharp weapon. Amisia tries to catch it before it's too late, and somehow in all the wriggly struggle you end up getting cut. Like, very cut across both your wrists. I don't know why I expect any different. Huh. Okay, can I get in the medicalizer again? In fact, you don't think she could have aimed even better if she'd been trying. Oh. Oh dear. Hard agree. Can I get back? Just stick my arms in the medicalizer real quick. It's good. Don't struggle. You'll only hurt yourself more, silly. You don't want that, do you? No, you definitely don't want that. Not after what a Butterfingers you've proven to be. Amisia gets up to put the axe down and you kind of lose track of her for a little while. You are bleeding all over her couch and everything around you starts to go shiny and unreal. Can I please? There's literally the magical medical machine right by her wall, I guess. Maybe it's this green thing. Can I just stick my arms in it real quick? Just real quick. I know you want my blood, but... She comes back with a couple little jars that she uses to catch your blood. That's a good idea. You sure are making a mess. You wonder if they are specifically blood jars. They look like jam jars. Alien jam. Alien Space Jam. God, you love that movie. Am I Dave? It's been so long since you've seen it. It's been definitely the best PG movie about basketball. Way better than the one with the dog and the clown. Do they even have basketball here? You ask Amisia. She just shushes you and brushes your hair back off your forehead. She keeps smiling and saying comforting things. God, she's such a good friend. Before too long, you do what is honestly a goddamn shock you haven't done before now. Whoop! Yeah. Oh, did you see when she said, I just want to show you my axe, and then you're like, oh, okay, and you try to take it but drop it and somehow slit both your wrists? Because that's what's just happened to me. And now she's collecting my blood in jars instead of putting my arms in the magic medicalizer. Oh, you pass out. Ah yes, like directly across both my wrists, huh? Okay, well, at least she didn't kill me. At least she didn't kill me. When you come to, you are propped up against the wall in a weird way that you wouldn't love even if you weren't an invalid, and both your arms are jammed in the hole in the wall. The med hole. The glory hole of well-being. The magic sphincter. You grunt and pull your arms back out. They're healed. The cuts on your wrist are just two faded pink lines. This is a disaster. You take a step away from the wall and immediately hit the ground. You may not be actively dying anymore, but you did just lose like half the blood in your body. Gosh, you're tired. Yeah. A little giggle makes you turn around or roll over since you're still on the floor and probably not getting up anytime soon. It's fine. You've met worse floors in your life. Amisia is sitting at one of her easels, her hair pulled back beneath the scarf and a little round glasses perched on her nose. A jar of your blood sits next to her, and as you watch, she dips a brush in. I'm glad you're awake. I was a little worried I'd actually killed you back there. God, I love Alternia. She laughs and you laugh along with her. It's very funny. Actually, everything is funny right now. It's probably the blood loss. You ask her what she's painting. You, of course. You inspired me. Well, right now it just looks like a bunch of red squiggles and some lines, but she only just got started. She's warming up. She sits there on her stool, looking at her palette and chewing on her lip thoughtfully. She looks somewhat nervous. Actually, I want to show you something. Something I've never shown anyone else. She leaps up from her stool and crosses the studio. You roll on your other side to keep her in your line of sight. You really hope she isn't getting another Space Jam jar. She starts turning around the canvases one by one. They're all blank except for one, which has a little, wait, no, that's just a shadow. Every single one of them is blank. You aren't sure you understand. You ask her if these are all just new canvases and she has not gotten the chance to paint on them yet. Amisia sighs. No. I've had them forever. I'm just not a real painter. There. I said it. She buries her face in her hands, talking from between her fingers. Then why did you steal like half my blood? I'm really good at all the other parts. The materials and the studio. I even make all my own paints. I just can never do the actual sitting down and doing art part. She just looks so despondent. You wish you could do something, but you don't really know much about art, and you probably can't stand up yet. You tell her that she looks like she's moving in the right direction at least. You don't even have a studio or any brushes or stuff like that. Of course you have no aspirations about being a painter, but you leave that part out. That's just it. I feel inspired for the first time ever. I think it has to be your messed up, disgusting mutant blood. There's really no other explanation. She takes the knee beside you, picking up one of your limp hands with hers. They're cold, like she's been pressing them to a glass window in winter. Usually I just finish off my contributors quickly. I don't have time to deal with a bunch of injured lowbloods moaning around my studio. But I couldn't just use your blood up all at once. You're far too special for that. You gaze at Amisia. A mist has descended over your vision, and it isn't even the mist of imminent death. I have to keep this precious blood safe. I think you might be my muse. You will never escape. Are we friends though? But are we friends though? Also, for some reason, I've never played this game before. Like, I literally just bought it the other day, but for some reason it thinks I'm already friends with some of them. Like these ones are all already like this. But it looks like that was right because I'm friends with her now. Well, honestly, that would track. This is Alternia, that would track. Hey Ty, I don't know if can you hear me, Ty? Because I need I need to know if you met. Okay. Have you played this before? Because if not, let me tell you about our data. Oh, let me tell you about our data. Oh, let me tell you about not Vriska. It's just, you already know, like, okay, imagine if you got stuck in Vriska's house. Imagine if you got stuck in Vriska's house and she also had like a YouTube or something. That was our data. We went to her dungeon where she had other low bloods in cages. And I murdered this guy. So that's how Friendsim is going at the moment. Not Vriska. Isn't there another one who's even more Vriska? Not you. Is it you? No, I swear there's like, who's this buff one? Wait, hold on. But wait a minute. I swear there's like one. Maybe it is this one that I'm thinking of, but I thought she had a different hairstyle. Anyway, it's time we have to go meet the Solix. I'll read this part again. It's been a minute. You stumble through the streets of a strange alien world. Ever since you crash landed on this hostile planet, you have been desperate. Desperate for information, for provisions, and possibly for a bit of medical attention. I guess I did technically get medical attention. Along this way, you've had some laughs, embarrassing missteps, and maybe even an encounter with alien meat products. You don't really want to get into it. What you do want to get into is friendship. An entire planet of endless friend opportunities awaits you. Honestly, at this point, you make friends with one of those weird purple bushes. You're not picky. Wait, you see something in the distance, or perhaps someone? I called it right here on this screen that she was going to want to paint with my blood. I knew it. All right, Cirava. Yes, a potential new friend approaches, and they almost look as messed up as you are. Oh, joy. That's... Hi, Vaporwave Solix. Whoa, what the fuck, LMAO? Mood. Hold on, maybe I could be actual friends with this one. You an alien? You nod enthusiastically. You sure hope your prospective new friend is comfortable with extraterrestrials. Things could get pretty awkward otherwise. You should really, like, not be outside, LMAO. Freaks like you will get picked off by drones in a hot second. No offense, LMAO. You don't like the sound of being picked off by drones. That would really inhibit your companionship plans. You hastily explain to this strange one-eyed troll that you crash landed on this planet and are in desperate search of friendship. Your plight seems to move them. Oh shit. if you really don't have anywhere to be, ugh, I promised myself I wouldn't do anything coal risky. But what the hell, LMAO? I love this one. Am I gonna kill? Like, what's gonna go wrong, huh? Come with me. Name Cirava BTW. I really appreciate. Please don't. Shush. You're wrong. Solux, but make him Roxy, if anything. This is not Gamzee. Shut your mouth. Shut it right now. Name Cirava BTW, but yeah, I really appreciate that he's talking like this out loud. You follow Cirava down a twisting stretch of road. Wow, this is going great already. You bet you'll have a new friend in no time. Vaporwave Solix is good. Look at this hive. Alright, here's my hive. You can hide out here for now. I got a lot of followers who are pretty into aliens. See, I don't trust that, because last time with our Dada and her followers, I see. But like, it matches the aesthetic. Oh, you're right, huh? Oh, my man's sobered out, isn't he? Oh no. Oh no. They might get a kick out of this, LMAO. I don't trust that. Look around Cirava's hive in awe. They sure seem to have a batshit crazy taste in home decor. I think you mean amazing taste. They have amazing taste. Checking out my aesthetic? Absolutely. I worked pretty hard on putting this place together. I love him. I really don't want this to go bad, but it obviously is. This is obviously going to go bad in some way, shape, or form. It's all about the look in BG when you're streaming, LMAO. I don't want my fans to think I live in a fucking dump and spend most of my days depressed and crying, LMAO. Cirava! Will I be executed on sight if I say kin? Bro, why did my house phone just start speaking a message out loud? When one, it shouldn't be set to do that, not this one down here, and two, this one down here is muted. I have so many questions. What? I am confusion. Anyway. You like Moisture Wave? Amisia. Should I make him? Honestly, the first choice of everyone usually makes them immediately kick you out. But honestly, I want to see what he does if I say, what the fuck is moisture wave? So, what the fuck is moisture wave? Seriously? If you don't even know moisture wave, I can't really see why you would want to be friends with me, LMAO. Because to BH, I don't even know how to explain it to you. You just have to get it. Cirava considers you for a long moment. Actually, yeah, this isn't gonna work out. Get out of my hive. Kin. Anyway. Oh yeah, I love it. You have no idea what the hell a moisture wave is, but you don't want to offend your new friend. You tell them you love it. Word. I'm actually streaming some chill beats as we speak. Check it. They gesture toward. Okay, honest. Solux, but make him Dave and Gamzee. Uh-oh. They gesture toward their strangely bulbous alien computer. On the screen is a GrubTube channel. What's the worst possible combo? Lo-fi aesthetic, incubated beats. Wow, they sure have a lot of subscribers. You asked them if they drew that very nice anime girl they're using as the splash art. You're right. Ooh. I don't wanna. Why would you make me think of that? Nah, I just ripped it off some Eastern Alternian movie and recolored it to look like me. Fucking nailed it, LMAO. You nod vigorously. This is very impressive. Yeah, I'm kind of a big fucking deal online. I built up my own streaming empire. Worked my ass off, LMAO. WMAO, LMAO. Nurse these beats to health from tragically ill sample loots. It's not all fun and games though. The life of a popular online guy. You can't even imagine the hardships I've gone through. I gotta say, I love this guy's sprites a lot. Like, these poses are great. All in the name of lo-fi chill hop aesthetic moisture wave beats. How does this go? I really don't want it to, but how are you gonna try and murder me? Or how do I murder you? Huh, because one of those is gonna happen, huh? That shit keeps me up at night. Cirava looks into the middle distance pensively, their one eye filled with poignant emotion. You never knew the life of a streamer could be so vaguely filled with torment. You're moved to cry a single tear. Yeah, you get it. You're really vibing on my emotional frequency, my dude. You know, you gotta suffer for popularity. You nod enthusiastically. You don't think you've ever been particularly popular, but you are very good at suffering. This is going great. Sigh. I really hope he said sigh. I wish I could say more. I really get all emotionally vulnerable and share my tragic backstory. Really get all emotionally vulnerable and share my tragic backstory. I can speak. But ever since the incident, it's been so hard to trust new people, LMAO. You feel me? The incident? This is so tantalizing. You just know that if you want to make a new friend, you're going to have to get them to confess their deepest insecurities and embarrassing secrets to you. That is how friendship works. Aren't we all suffering? You place a sympathetic hand on Cirava's shoulder. You know what, dude? You really want to be friends? Yes. Yes! You can't believe how pain-free and easy this experience has been. What a wonderful new friend you're about to make. You can practically feel the future bro embraces you two will surely share. They feel good. They feel right. Haha, you sure are eager. But like, if we're gonna be friends, we have got to work on your look. Make over. Your aesthetic is basically hot garbage right now, LMAO. My followers can't see me hanging out with a fucking rando like this. Please, just take a moment and imagine Alternian Queer Eye with me. This really looks like, oh, this poster over here? Yes. This poster over here looks like something Terezi would do. Just the eye patch and horns put on. My followers can't see me. Yeah, right. Yeah. I'm sure you understand. You aren't quite sure you follow. What's wrong with your look? You've always thought you had a simplistic charm, a face you could put on a logo. You're not sure if you're ready to change up the tried and true classics for this newfangled teen. But you are so thirsty for Cirava's sweet friendship nectar. You need to taste it. You have to taste it. With a friend like them, you could really go places. You could be someone. You could finally be down with the hip youth of today. You tell Cirava you're willing to try anything to get into the esteemed ranks of their friend list. Friendship nectar. But yes, we are in fact MSP. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I see. Oh, what you're saying is you're kin with MSPA reader. Got it. Well, damn. Hold up, I've got an idea, LMAO. Follow me. Is this where it turns horrible? Cirava leads you up the winding stairs of their hive. Lining the walls are pictures of Cirava in strange poses in several different locations. They are surrounded by a few trolls you don't recognize in similarly silly fashions, fellow members of the Moisture Wave community. Sigh. I really gotta take that shit down, or are they behind the incident? They're all dead to me, LMAO. Oh, this is my favorite character from Friendsim so far. Admittedly, this is only the 4th character I've met, but like, I love them. I love them so much. They're so good. You want to ask if they mean that literally or not. You never know with trolls. True. But you keep your mouth shut. Best not to offend your new friend. Let's just move on and never speak of this again. Cirava leads you into a fairly large loft bedroom. This room is a bit less ostentatious than the streaming area downstairs. But here we are, LMAO. Welcome to my respite block. That means bedroom in troll speak, by the way. There hasn't been that much troll speak. But like, sometimes they just use dumb words for things because, you know, they're aliens, TM. We're gonna get you hooked up, LMAO. If you're gonna be my new friend, you gotta look the part. I'm loving this so far, yes. For streams and stuff, you know? We'll have to make your a Chitter account too. It's good for my image to have friends, LMAO. The pickings have been pretty slim ever since the incident. On that ominous note, Cirava presses a button on the wall and a large door opens to reveal an expansive walk-in closet filled with colorful accessories and clothes. It looks like a regular batshit neon shirt apocalypse. No, well, so far, I guess the low bloods have been, because I've met 2 low bloods and 2 high bloods, and the low bloods have been like low-key thirsty for friends, but the high bloods just kind of were like that, you know. Ardata made me eat Ardata with my broken arm and my broken ribs. Ardata made me carry her up the stairs away from her dungeon, with her Vriska mind control, and made me cook her a meal. Also, I'm starving, I should point that out. Made me cook her a meal, and she ate it, and then she got real sad. I tried to console her, and she made me shut up because she wasn't done talking. And then she made me stab her in the hand with her fork. And then she made me eat the gristle with said bloody fork. And then we were friends? Does that count as being thirsty for friends? Okay. Well, there you have it. Yes. Yes, I read all this. Well, have at it. Please. Okay, I know there's like only this much of a chance, but please, dear God, let me dress MSPA reader right now. Please. Dress up dress up minigame. Please, 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 please. I know there's no way there's about to be a dress up minigame, but I want one so bad. Unless you want me to help you pick out a look, LMAO. Well, the first one was, we don't need that. Pick out your own look. Probably, cause I guess Cirava is running the troll lo-fi beats for studying, and is using that same anime picture but troll for that, so that means they're in the anime, so that's probably troll Naruto in the background. You let Cirava know you are perfectly comfortable picking your own look. You think you can figure out this fashion business easily enough. Oh, you don't... Now, Charisse. You remember Damara Megiddo. You don't want me to make you remember Damara Megiddo, so you better say yes. And Rufio, and they were, I really don't want to explain Damara. Oh no, how she only speaks Japanese, and oh no. Yes, there is a troll Japan. They just call it They call it Eastern Alternia. No. You think you can figure out this fashion business easily enough? What could possibly go wrong? Shut up. That better be it. Don't continue with this troll title for Naruto. This is child's play. I don't trust. I don't trust. I don't trust. Yeah, man. Fashion is just all about, like, whatever you're feeling. And also what's trending, but you know, we're the ones to start the trends. You strike me as a real influencer, LMAO. Go for it, my dude. You enter the closet tentatively. As soon as Cirava is out of sight, your stupid ego deflates like a farting balloon. You don't know the first thing about the hip youth alien fashion of today. Just wear this purple shirt and call it a day. This is going to be an absolute shit show, you reckon. But you're fully prepared to make an utter fool of yourself. Well, might as well get started. Did you see the hope? The hope that maybe there still would be some type of dress-up minigame. You pick a few accessories off the shelves at random. Ooh, excuse me. A bright pink hat? Sure. You tilt it jauntily to the side. You're pretty sure that's cool? Sunglasses? Definitely. That's a no-brainer. No cool guy will be caught dead without a sweet pair of shades. You select the most ostentatious pair available. You think you're getting the hang of this moisture wave aesthetic. You just have to look like the biggest tool possible. Several accessories later. Good job, MSPA reader. Is that it? Okay. For a second, I thought maybe that was the ending, because so far I've only had like things like that show up at the end. Oh my fuck. This shit is transcendent. Wow. You got me speechless. Just damn. Look at you. You're like a whole new guy. A much chiller and cooler guy who I now gotta be friends with right now immediately. Now all we gotta do is debut you to my hundreds and thousands of followers, LMAO. This is gonna be fucking great. Let's take some selfies. Your heart is soaring. You did it. You really did it. You're down with the kids. And now Cirava wants to take the coveted selfies with you. This night couldn't be going any better. You literally said what could possibly go wrong though. So clearly something's gonna go wrong. I don't trust this. You may look like a complete asshole, but if it can win you the popularity with a bunch of alien teenagers, then an asshole you will be. Selling out is amazing. Look, I wasn't gonna make the joke, but I don't know why wouldn't I expect your dance? I was about to say Damsey stan. Anyway, why wouldn't I expect your Gamsey stan ass to, of course. Well, what are you waiting for? Get over here, we're gonna take some fees. You pose with Cirava for several selfies. They put their arm around you in a gesture of newly formed friendship. You are beaming with friend pride. Oh, hell yeah. These are turning out great. Damn, we're killing it. Now all we gotta do is post them. Cirava fiddles around with their phone for a while. You're so nervous. You've never been internet famous before. You hope the new fame won't change you too much, or maybe you do hope it will change you? Change you into someone with a ton of friends. And the likes are rolling in. Oh yes, I live for this shit. Haha, this one guy is asking if you want any of your quadrants filled. Let's explain troll romance. Let's explain troll romance. Oh, and this girl loves your shades. Damn, a lot of people are asking if you're single, LMAO. Don't go for it though. My followers are fucking freaks, dude. You aren't quite sure what filling a quadrant is. Sounds like some kind of fucked up alien ritual, but if it's anything like friendship, you're all for it. Welcome to my twisted internet fame, LMAO. Let's chill out and listen to some beats. You vape? I got a pretty juicy rig downstairs. Have we ever found out what happens if humans ingest sober? Before you know it, you're sitting on Cirava's couch watching them fiddle with a horrifyingly elaborate vape rig that appears to be made out of some sort of living larva. You don't want to know. Cirava places their mouth on what surely must be a bug anus and inhales deeply. The rig makes an awful high-pitched rattling noise. You think you're going to vomit. Oh man, that's the good stuff. That's definitely sober. I don't think humans, I mean trolls shouldn't ingest it. I don't think humans. Here you go, dude. You take the trembling insect into your hands. Well, here goes. Your final hurdle to eternal friendship and popularity. You vape vigorously, inhaling as much as you can. The vapor fills your lungs immediately. It burns a lot. You suddenly realize you're not quite sure if this alien vape juice is compatible with your anatomy. You could have just inhaled a bug ass full of poison like a fucking idiot. What a way to die. Your vision slims. Yeah, you got it. Just hold it in, LMAO. Tears stream down your face as you hold in your double lungful of insect gas. You sure are glad you have on your pair of cool shades, or you would never be able to live this embarrassment down. You're not sure how long you're supposed to do this. As long as it takes. You can exhale now. You cough and sputter, green vapor spewing from your mouth straight into Cirava's face. You did it. You lived. I lived, bitch. Oh man, that was sick. Oh, am I high now? Your head feels light and woozy. Oh, vapor. Oh, I mean, not vaporwave, moisture wave. And you giggle. Haha, yeah. The two of you kick back and relax on the couch, and you stare up at the ceiling. Whoa, when did that huge wasp nest get up there? Haha, crazy, man. Cirava's music suddenly sounds a lot more interesting. Dude, today has been way chiller than I ever expected, LMAO. If this is it, then you're right. You are officially my best friend for life. Just promise me you'll never betray me, LMAO. Hey, yeah, can we learn about the incident? You promise. This is incredible. You love your new friend. You watch as they effortlessly take another huge rip from their vape rig. I've been burned in the past, LMAO. It's not easy being popular online, especially as a low blood. I used to be such a fucking big shot. I got into sassy fights with high bloods on Shitter. Always had some shit to say, LMAO. Then shit got out of control. I'm a psionic, so bitches started reporting me as way more powerful than I really am, LMAO. Trying to get me all enslaved and shit so I couldn't keep up with my streams. It's all jealousy, you know? My stupid ass friends all turned on me so they wouldn't be targeted next, LMAO. So I took matters into my own hands. Gouged out my fucking eye. It was sick as fuck. Can't use me as a battery, bitch. Can we see that flash? I still got a big following, but I don't really talk online anymore, LMAO. Better to just stay under the radar and not piss people off. Just be chill. And if I don't get close to my followers, they can't try to use me. Of course, that just means I no longer have any goddamn friends, LMAO. Well, until you. You are truly moved. What a special bond you have formed with your new friend to have them open up to you about their darkest secrets. This is the most significant and transcendent moment you have ever experienced. The two of you share a beautiful and tender bro embrace, the likes of which will never be replicated in this known universe again, for all time, forever. Probably. You don't really know, you're high as fuck right now. That was actually really... Nothing bad happened. We just got high. Nothing bad happened. Nobody died. Nobody tried to murder me. No, we just... Well, so Cirava's my favorite so far. They're great. The new moisture wave. Yes. All right. So I think that means there's a high blood next. So who's ready for more? Who's ready for more of that? Oh no, it's a low blood next. And then that's like putting one foot in front of the other. You continue on through this strange alien world. All right, see ya. Just when you think stuff is beginning to make sense, it all slips through your fingers and becomes even stranger and more alien. There does, however, seem to be one thing that remains constant through all planets and walks of life. And that thing is friendship. You're on the prowl for more. It would have perhaps been wise to stay with one of your wonderful new friends until you are fully healed. Yeah, can we just chill with Cirava? Like, they're pretty cool. Let's just stay there. But as Martha Stewart said, visitors, like fish, begin to smell after 3 days. You're almost positive Martha Stewart said that. Nevertheless, you soldier on in your endless quest for companionship. Where will your travels take you next? Skylla or Bronya. Bronya. Well, I like how they look. I don't know. I feel like I've been lulled into a false sense of security because, like, I'm not that scared and I feel like I should be. We'll just go in order. Let's meet Skylla. As dawn approaches, you find yourself heading out of the big city and into the rustic outskirts. Man, the sun sure is bright on this planet. Oh no! We really shouldn't be in the Alternian sun. It's rising over the crest of the distant hills, a huge fiery ball. The later it gets, the bigger and bigger it grows, way bigger than you've ever seen the sun on Earth. What's that smell? Could it be your flesh beginning to sizzle? Fantastic! You love the country! No wonder the nightlife seems so active on Alternia. They are all nocturnal to avoid brutal daily roasting. You reach into your pocket for your cool new shades, but you appear to have left them at your friend's house. Fuck. Can we have left me at my friend's house? You gotta get yourself together. The recent physical trauma and extensive blood loss has left you a little fuzzy. You weren't built for this wilderness survival shit. You're starting to wish you'd just stolen a fucking Lamborghini or something instead of a spaceship. We stole it? This seriously isn't looking good. The city is too far away now for you to turn back, so you have no choice but to keep walking. Maybe you can find a cave or a hole in the ground. Maybe you can just cover yourself with grass. You wish that someone had mentioned the Death Sun in between offering you alien meat products and calling you their muse. Off to your left in the distance, you catch sight of what might be the shimmer of sunlight on glass. A window? A solar panel? You could seriously clean up with renewable energy on this planet. Should you change your trajectory and go towards the shimmer? It might just be a mirage. Pretty sure it's just a mirage, but we're gonna go for it. You turn your aching, stinking meat sack toward the distant, promising sparkle of safety and succor. You focus on just staying upright, one step at a time. Just keep swimming or whatever. God, this sun though. You need SPF 5 million for this nonsense. But then, almost like it has picked itself up to come scuttling to meet you, you suddenly find yourself in front of a long, low structure. You let out a yelp of anguish, pounding on the door. At least you hope it's the door. Oh! Skylla, what in the world? I have to sneeze, and I think... No. That's the closest I've gotten to sneezing. But, still went away. The door opens and you fall inside with one of the most pathetic whimpers of your career. Blessed darkness closes in on you. From right beside you comes a sniffling yip, like some joker is making fun of your dire situation. Something warm and wet glides up your stinging cheek. Hold on, lady. Give him some room. A pair of hands help you sit up gently. Your eyes haven't adjusted enough to make out more than a couple shapes, one upright and one lower to the ground. What were you doing out there? Can you stand? Strong arms pull you to your feet. You wonder if everyone on this planet is strong or if you are just extremely flimsy. They guide you to a chair at the end of a long table. Stutteringly, you begin to explain to yourself that you are an injured, exhausted traveler who is ravenous for pals. When's the last time we've eaten food? Are you sure you're not just ravenous? Well, bless your heart. But hold on a tick. Dinner's about to burn. Now that your rescuer mentions it, you do smell something. It smells amazing. Funny you should just blunder in here like that. I was just saying, wasn't I, lady? It's been so long since we had any sort of guests who weren't Imperial drones or out to rob us. You rub at your watering, slowly clearing eyes. When you look back up, your rescuer finally comes into focus. She's tall, taller than anyone you've met here, you think. Also, maybe a little older? Not that you're an expert in troll physiology. She just has an air of knowledgeable competence. She's wearing a fringed jacket and holding up a plate. There you go. Your oculars feeling any better? By the by, my name's Skylla. Pleasure to meet you. I really appreciate her symbol. Her symbol is flexing. It's very good. And this here's Lady. Why are your eyes glowing at me like that, lady? She looks down, and at first you think she means the table, but then you look under the table at the giant monster dog looking up at you. You jolt so hard you almost fly backward out of your goddamn chair. Whoa there. No need for theatrics. It looks a little like one of those lassie dogs with the pointed noses, except enormous and pure white. Its barks practically shake the whole house. Hey there, lady. No need to be rude. They've clearly had one hell of a time and they don't look dangerous. Just really peculiar. Besides, if they try anything, you and me can take them. Skylla puts her hands on your hips, staring you down with thunderous yellow eyes. Right? No funny business, you hear? You swallow and nod, trying to look unthreatening and obliging, ready for anything. For instance, friendship. You are so ready for that. Skylla sets down the plate she's holding. Here, have a grub cake. There's plenty. That sounds gross as hell, but what's sitting on the plate looks and smells exactly like a normal pancake, golden brown and crispy at the edges. There's boiled tree blood too, if you like. Oh, maple syrup. Also, churned dairy product. She puts down a carafe of syrup and a dish of butter. Man, everything here has really weird names. Skylla pours out a cup of some very familiar smelling liquid. Brown bean juice, you guess. Skylla raises an eyebrow. No. That's just coffee. She sits down next to you. You're lucky you were only out in the light at dawn. Nobody wants to be out in direct Alternian sunlight besides Jade Bloods. And no offense, but you certainly ain't any Jade Blood I'd ever seen. At first I thought you were some sort of mutated Lucis, cause you don't have any horns and you're grunting and yipping up a storm back there. But you're an alien, right? Don't worry. I won't call the drones. I'd best get used to being around aliens anyway. Seeing as how I'm gonna be seeing a whole mess of y'all come next sweep. Oh, she's really, this might be the oldest we've seen a troll, like, on Alternia. Oh. She laughs nervously. You aren't sure what she's talking about. Do you need to specify that anymore? It's just natural law at this point. Gravity, the conservation of energy, and you don't know what the fuck is going on. Lady, would you mind drawing a bath for our guest? No offense, but you smell like you could use one. You can't argue with that. You offer her a cautious smile. God, she seems so nice and caring, but you've been burned before, and cut, and generally kicked around by fate. Yeah. It's a tough world out there, but you want to trust Skylla. Lady takes a bucket in her muzzle and runs out to the yard, getting up on her hind legs and batting at the door to latch it open. It's adorable. Batting at the door latch to open it. It's adorable. The sun is high enough now that the whole landscape outside is washed in white. Oh God, the dog! Oh, it's sweet of you to worry. Lucii are fine going outside for a little while in the daylight. Their coats reflect light or something to that effect. I don't really know how it works. I ain't exactly known for my scientific acumen. You tell her that she seems pretty smart from where you're standing. As cynical as you're becoming, you just can't help trying to be her friend. She's so nice and, wow, really pretty. Not that that's a requirement for friendship, but your retinas would have to be way more scalded than they are to not notice that. That's nice of you to say. But it wouldn't really matter if I was a bona fide genius. Someone of my caste could never hope to rise in the ranks. Look at this mood. Best I can hope for is hauling crates on some cargo vessel. Ranks? Cargo vessel? You swallow your bite of grub cake, ready to ask her if she's thinking about joining the military, but just then a swell of noise erupts from outside the house. Shouts, crashes, and Lady's frantic barks. Skylla gasps and launches herself out of her chair, knocking over the carafe of syrup. It oozes across the table in a sticky wave. Oh no! Not now! What the hell is going on? Bandits! Bandits. Goddamn Lucis thieves. They're trying to steal her dog? You don't get the chance to ask anything else before Skylla careens towards the door, throwing up an arm as blazing white light pours in. Oh God, she's going to go outside and burn up. She isn't thinking straight. You've got to do something. I'm gonna help her. Oh, give me a second. What the hell? You've already experienced the Alternian sun. It sucked a whole lot. Maybe now we'll suck less because of how bad it sucked then. Just a sliding scale of suckage. Skylla plunges out into the daylight in the direction of the commotion, and like a big dumb asshole, you barrel out into the blazing hellscape after her. Surprise! It still sucks. You've had sunburns before, but this is ridiculous. This is a fucking monster of gas giant pointing and laughing at the tiny speck of humanity you represent, trembling before the void. It's a pure assault on all your senses. The light is almost as bad as the heat, and you put up your arms to block the glare, following the dust Skylla kicks up behind her. You doubt your eyes will actually ever adjust to this fuckery, but you can see a little better than before. There are about a dozen of them, all of them trolls, all wearing dark padded outfits that cover their faces. They look halfway between hazmat suits and SWAT uniforms. All of them have big fake looking guns that probably aren't fake. In fact, one of them shoots a laser at your face. You duck and it leaves a blazing heat trail across your cheek. But as all of you is currently burning, it doesn't really break your stride. Skylla throws herself into the fray, letting out a war cry accompanied by the sound of a fist hitting flesh. It's 12 against 2, which, if you remember your fractions right, is not unlike 6 against 1. But these guys had probably not been expecting a frontal assault, and they had definitely not been expecting a Skylla, who was frankly fucking terrifying. She shoves 3 trolls down like dominoes, grabbing up a discarded gun and shooting all 3 while they were on the ground. You have never been in a fight before, a fucking all-out brawl. It's scary, but now that you're in the thick of it, also kind of awesome? Sure, your skin is burning and you could be killed at any moment, but that's just how it goes on this planet. You just gotta get into the swing of things. Take no prisoners. Kill or be killed. Hell yeah! You pop one of the bandit trolls in the face. Fuck, that probably hurt your fist more than it hurt the troll, but it does throw them off balance long enough for Skylla to smash the butt of her gun into the side of their head. Yeehaw! Hell yeah! She gives you a wide grin. The two of you are beaming at each other while a hostile alien sun tries to boil away the liquid from your eyeballs, and a bunch of bandits try to dognap a giant monster. You love this girl. In a friendship way. But still, you love her. You make an awesome team. Another troll comes up behind Skylla, and she smashes an elbow into their throat, grabbing them by the front of their uniform and suplexing them onto the dusty ground. She wails on them with her bare hands. God. She's really hot. Get lady. Oh, right. You're being really bad. This is the second time romance has gotten involved. You're being really bad at being friends, MSPA reader. You stumble over to where the Lucis is thrashing inside a big black net. You don't have any way to cut her free, but she's already doing great on her own, biting through the fibers with her big sharp teeth. The way her eyes are glowing. I mean, mood. I mean, yeah. But you hold the net still for her to finish the job, then pull it off her so she can join the fray. It's over fast after that. How did they even get Lady into the net in the first place? She's so giant and quick, grabbing trolls in her jaws and shaking them like chew toys. The remaining 5 who are still standing jump into weird little doom buggies and make tracks. Emphasis on the bug. They look like scuttling little beetles. Skylla chases after them for a few hundred yards, throwing the gun after them and shouting obscenities. And stay away, here! Tell the rest of them why you don't ever fuck with the Rusty's ranch. She stands silhouetted against the blazing sun, the dust trails vanishing into the distance. You are awash in heady victory, giggling like a lunatic before the adrenaline kind of drains out of you all at once. You are violently reminded of your fucked up ribs and recent blood loss. Oh yeah, you know, like when I had half the blood drained out of my wrist to be used as paint. The Alternian sun beats down and your arms are already covered in raised patches of red skin. This is a sunburn turned up to 11. Yeah, we should go back inside now. Whoa there, are you okay? Skylla is swaying too. A spray of olive green blood covers her cheek. At least the rainbow blood on this planet means you can be sure it isn't hers, but she still looks rough, kind of how you feel. Lady, come here, girl. Literally, I can't these eyes are just wow. You're gonna sit down. Maybe just take a little break. The pale landscape swoops, going even paler. No, you can't rest here. You'll die, dumbass. I'm not letting anything happen to my new best friend. Get up. New best friend? Holy shit. That makes you so happy. You absolutely can't die here, not when you've just made such an amazing friend. Somehow, the two of you manage to drag each other across the yard towards the house. Hive. You're gonna get this lingo down if it kills you. Whenever you feel yourself about to fall forward, you lean on Skylla. When you start to fall back, Lady is there to brace herself against the back of your knees. She's such a good Lucis. Good Lucis, best friend. You wonder if she'll be your friend too. Her muzzle is dripping with a soup of multicolored alien blood. I mean, I guess people have gotten hurt, but it's not me. I mean, I guess technically I am hurt, but I wasn't deliberately hurt by the troll I'm trying to befriend. So like, this is going pretty well. When you get back into the darkness of the hive, you can't see shit. Oh. Dang, your species really ain't suited for this kind of environment, huh? Oh. Oh, here she comes. You can't even see in the dark. In demonstration, you walk right into the table. You've about had it with the tables. You've about had it with tables. You are sworn enemies at this point. Please don't knock down my nutrition platform. I built it myself. She sounds exhausted but giddy. Dang, you really did that thing, didn't you? You kind of want to go in for the hug, but that sunburn is really something. It feels like tiny needles piercing your arms and cheeks. The back of your neck is a colony of fire ants. Oh yeah, feels real bad, don't it? Can we go back to Amisia? Can we go back to Amisia's medicalizer? Can I put my whole body in that medicalizer? Come on, there's only one cure for sun rash. Skylla takes your hand. Gosh, this is next level friendship stuff. She leads you through her hive, and who knows if you're ever going to get all of your vision back. Maybe you're just blind for life. It would not be the first time this has happened to somebody in the Alternian Sun. You'll have to get a cane and a whimsical aesthetic and learn to navigate the world by smell alone. No, that would be stupid. Here we go. My coop isn't huge, but you're kind of scrawny. What are you waiting for? Take your clothes off. Man, the sun must have fucked with you more than just your eyes, because you could have sworn Skylla just told you to take your clothes off. You are seriously not getting into my reciprocoon in those filthy rags. I'm not even sure what those clothes were supposed to be originally. Oh! Oh. We were still wearing the vapor wave. I mean the moisture wave clothes, weren't we? Yeah, you weren't sure about your look either. Another new friend of yours told you it was rad, but you were both a little high at the time. You might be a little high right now. You wonder if sunstroke causes auditory hallucinations. Also, you don't know what a reciprocoon is. Really? Then what the heck do you sleep in on your planet? You hear rustling, followed by the sound of clothes hitting the floor, and then a weird gloop gloop like someone getting into a bathtub, only thicker. If a troll didn't have soap, or well, I don't rightly know what would happen, but I reckon it wouldn't be great. It can speed the healing process for burns and small wounds. I'm not sure what it's gonna do to your weird alien anatomy, but I don't see how it's gonna make it any worse. You tell Skylla that in your experience, things can always get worse, especially from her perspective right now, since she's about to see you naked. Nothing like a little self-depreciating humor as an A+ cover for crippling insecurity. Skylla laughs. Come on now. I'm sure you're a perfectly healthy example of your species. Just get in already. I promise this isn't any sort of pale solicitation. Or flushed for that matter. Let's learn about troll romance. I know it's awkward, but I only got the one coop. Right, okay, yeah. You can totally do this. You can make this not weird. Of course, you trip taking off your goddamn pants and Skylla starts laughing all over again. Not in a mean way, more in a chill, please join me in my slime bathtub, old chum way. Old sport. In a non-awkward way. In a friend way. Oh. This just looks like green anime bathwater. But I made a friend. I did it again. Made another friend. We didn't make any wrong choices in that one. All right, so far 2 of them have gone, I'm gonna say good. Only in one of them, like, there's only been one where I haven't gotten hurt in some way. But at least in that one, she didn't hurt me. All right, well. True. Yeah. That was one of the bad ones. Which, oh, were you here? So this part here, right? Like how it references the other stuff I've been through. When I moved on to volume 2, it said I had a sling. The guy who, the one who I killed, Diamond, he took off his shirt and I turned it into a sling in the timeline where I killed him. So that might be the alpha timeline. Yes. Now time to meet Bronya. You've been traveling through a cave network for a while now. Poor baby Diamond. The rigid stone is a welcome respite from the eerily organic infrastructure you've been encountering, but it's also proving an unwelcome respite from friend making. Maybe it was too much to hope for, that this cavern would be home to another potential new buddy. Maybe leaving the big city behind was a horrible mistake. Just maybe, these dark cold tunnels are completely devoid of— oh, hang on, there's a bunch of buildings in the distance. This is another song that's already on a whole, like, I'm pretty sure this was from, I don't know. Anyway, oh, hello. I thought you were one of my girls, but you don't look like a Jade Blood or anything. Oh yeah, the Jade Bloods like live in the caves and take care of the mother grub, huh? Oh. I thought you were one of my girls, but you don't look like a Jade Blood or anything else actually. How strange. You convey your usual spiel regarding your circumstances. You are lost and lonely, and your ribs are still broken, you think? Honestly, the ribs are fine. You could just use another friend or 2. I see. My first responsibility is to my Jades and the mother grub, so I can't make any promises of friendship just yet. But you do look like you need someone to take care of you. Here in the Brooding Caverns, we follow a few simple rules. 1. Don't invite drama from up top down below. 2. Protect the mother grub. 3. We have no hierarchy, but do what I say. Let's do everything we can to keep our current record of dozens of sweeps without any Jades being called. You're not sure what half those words mean, but you nod your head. Good. I'll take you to our hive. Follow me. You follow her to her hive, which looks like a school or some kind of dormitory, with multiple rooms and multiple floors. Usually more of my Jades are around. I suppose that everyone is out watching the Imperial drones arrive with the filial pails. Ooh. Girls, we have a visitor to our caverns. 1. Do not be alarmed by their bizarre appearance. They seem to be harmless and quite weak. 2. Do not give them more injuries than they already have. Our visitor deserves a warm, jade-blooded welcome. She clasps her hands. No one else is around, but you stand to attention and give her the thumbs up to show that you read her loud and clear. You notice that she called you visitor and not friend, but that's okay. You can do whatever it takes until you're upgraded from visitor to friend, or at least charity case. Oh, babies! Oh, there's babies! You follow her upstairs and she stops at a big room on the second floor. When you step into it, you have to clap your hand over your mouth to keep from gagging at the revolting sight. There are big, baby-sized larva-looking things all over the floor, squirming around and crying in inchworming out of little kiddie pools of green slime. What the hell? This is our nursery. Most of these wrigglers are sick or injured, so we look after them in here until they're well enough to go back out into the caverns and spin their cocoons. She looks shifty all of a sudden, giving you some side eye like she's sizing you up. You try to look non-threatening and also 100% trustworthy. We keep this nursery on the down low. It's not against any laws, but it's something of a break with tradition to save any of the grubs instead of just letting them die. To tell you the truth, I'm not sure why we do it. I guess it just feels right to me to take care of them, the same way I take care of my jades. A nursery, huh? You look around again with this new information. You guess you can sort of see how the wigglers look like babies. You can't believe that one of these things could grow up into anything that looks like Bronya, but this is an alien planet, so who knows? She takes you over to a shelf that seems to hold medical supplies. You're not sure what can be done from for your broken ribs, but maybe she has some kind of alien technology that can help. Another medicalizer, please. But when she starts going through the cabinet, you don't see anything that looks high-tech like the thing that fixed your arm. I guess that most of what we have is stuff for the wigglers. I'm not familiar enough with your bizarre anatomy to know if it will help. But if you're not completely sure how to do something, it's best to try it anyway. Even if you fail, everyone else can still learn from your mistake. 2, maybe you won't fail. You never know. I like her. You're not so sure about applying this ethos to your broken ribs, but she looks so determined. It might be rude to say no. I mean, I'm gonna tell her to do it. Go for it. My ribs are already broken, so where's the harm? Okay, come here. Lift your shirt so I can get your injured bellow sack enclosures. Yes, like that. Turn the part that's all bloody and horrifying towards me. She has something that looks like some kind of ointment? It's a shade of bright green similar to the slime beds you see around the nursery, and it also seems to be glowing. Seems like there's nothing wrong about applying it to your skin. But despite your optimism, the second Bronya rubs some of it on your broken skin, you feel a searing hot pain like you just got doused with poison. You flinch back instinctively. Your momentum carries you too far, and as you step back, you trip on something behind your feet. You cartwheel your arms, but it's no use. You're going down. You're yelling timber. You feel something soft and squishy break your fall, and you hear a terrible squelching noise and some kind of animal squeal. Oh, we're upgrading from murdering we're going up from murdering child trolls to murdering baby trolls. You have fallen right onto one of the wigglers. You roll off it, but there is no use. It's squished flat, and you're covered in olive fluid that you think might be its blood. You look up to see Bronya's horrified face, and you know there's no hope for friendship in those vengeful eyes. You might want to run before I throw you out of this window and break the rest of your bones. Alternia's deadly. Why do I keep murdering people with my ass? Alright. Thanks but no thanks. I'll heal on my own just fine. Oh, well, if you're sure. I'm worried about you though. You seem like you need help, and I wish I could help you more. If I can't take care of someone, I'm not sure how we can even truly be friends. You try to cheer her up, pointing out that friendship is a two-way street after all. She doesn't have to concern herself with your mutilated frame. How can you help her instead? Well, sure, there are things around here that I could use some assistance with. However, don't take this the wrong way, but we've only just met. I don't know that I can trust you to be as responsible as I am. It's not easy to be the one in charge. You have to be 1. Conscientious, 2. Considerate, and 3. Competent at all times. You try to think of times in your life when you've been conscientious. Like, why can't I say conscientious? Conscientious today. Considerate or competent. You're drawing a bit of a blank, but hey, new planet, new you. You're sure you have what it takes. I guess if you want to prove that you can be responsible, I can let you help me out today. It's a good time to visit the mother grub. You're careful to step around the little guys on the floor as you head out of the nursery. She takes you back outside, and these caverns are even bigger than you first realized. They're also dark and cold and gloomy, and you can't see anywhere that might lead up to the planet's surface. Does she really just live down here all the time? To make some conversation during this cold hike in a damp cave, you mentioned that living underground like this seems kind of depressing. You realize too late that this wasn't very tactful, but she doesn't seem to get angry at your conversational gambit of insulting her home. Oh no, it's very peaceful down here. Well, in comparison to anywhere else. I quite enjoy it. The brooding caverns are a place for life and birth, not death. That's pretty uncommon on Alternia. You're still not sure what she means by brooding caverns, but you guess it has something to do with the wrigglers in her nursery. Before you can ask, you reach the top of a ridge and get a new, wider view of the rest of this cavern. It's enormous. Probably the size of a small city, and all over the cave floor you see more wrigglers and crawling everywhere. Cocoons line the cave walls and the larger stalactites with some young trolls crawling out of them. Walking, flying, they get so they lose their wings? Walking, flying, and crawling among the wigglers and young trolls are a variety of white monsters. Oh, okay. That makes more sense. Of white monsters of all kinds of shapes and sizes. In the center of the cavern, there is... You don't even know how to describe it. It looks like a huge, many-legged queen bug of some kind, with a goat-shaped skull and horns coming out of her head. Her bulbous sphincter ripples as she lays a continuous stream of hundreds of eggs from which you assume the gray wrigglers will hatch. And marching through all this, you see several hulking bipedal creatures, each carrying 2 buckets either to or away from the mother grub. They look armed and they have more, and they move like regimented troops, soldiers of some kind. You're instinctively terrified of them. This is where the magic happens, and by that I mean the continuations of... Woo! Why are my words leaving me? This is where the magic happens, and by that I mean the continuation of our species. J-Bloods like myself are entrusted with looking after this process, which is of course a very special job. Their Imperial drones carry filial pails of genetic material to the mother grub for her slurry. 2. She lays eggs that hatch new grub broods. 3. After the wigglers emerge from their cocoons, the new trolls will go through the trials, and the ones that make it will be selected by Elusives to help care for them. 4. Together the young trolls and their Luci go up to the surface together, where the trolls will grow up, or get cold, or whatever. As Bronya explains troll reproduction to you, one of the Imperial drones veers sharply to the left and in the process tramples over a few wrigglers and young trolls. The drone continues on, but several of the Luci cry out, crowding around their dead or injured charges. One of them, a gigantic beast that resembles a bison, bellows and rears up on his hind legs, hitting one of the other Luci with his front hoof. Oh geez, not again. This kind of damage control is a lot of what we have to deal with. Whenever a Lucis goes rogue out of grief or confusion, there's the potential for it to lash out at other Luci, the Wigglers, or the mother grub herself. We J-Bloods cannot let that happen. She looks so concerned, a marked contrast to how confident she's seemed before now. You offered to help her out earlier, and it seems like now's your chance. Someone has to stop that rogue Lucis, and that someone could be you? Be a weenie. I'm not gonna be able to fight this monster, but we're gonna try. The bison Lucis seems to be causing quite a ruckus. Other Luci have now gotten riled up too, with some of them trying to gather wigglers to keep them out of harm's way, and others just getting hyped to thrash. It seems like it could turn into a monster stampede, and they're close to the mother grub's big, soft, vulnerable abdomen. Not great! Fighting a monster single-handed seems like a daunting first step in friendship, but you did tell her you could be responsible. You square your shoulders and tell Bronya that she has nothing to worry about. You're going to stop that Lucis, calm down all the other Luci, and protect the mother grub, all without breaking a sweat and hopefully without breaking any more bones either. Whoa there, I was going to suggest that I go after it while you stay here. You seem kind of weak and fragile, even apart from your injuries, I mean. I don't want you to get hurt worse, and I'm not sure that I trust anyone other than myself to take the lead on this. That wasn't quite the reaction you were hoping for. Normally, you would be all about sitting back and letting her protect you, because, well, protective and responsible is a good look on her. But desperate times call for desperate measures, and you don't know how else you're going to prove yourself worthy to be her friend. You do your best to project an air of confidence, or at least competence. You assure her that this is no sweat for you. You take down raging bison back on your home planet all the time. You're known for it, actually. Well, if you say this isn't your first ungulate roping gallop exhibition, I believe you. I'll hang back and let you give it a shot. But if it gets too overwhelming in there, I'm right here. Caring for the mother grub is my responsibility as a Jade. 1. Caring for the mother grub is my responsibility as a Jade Blood. 2. I never abandon a friend to deal with a mess on their own, if we end up being friends, that is. Oh hell yes. Now you have reason to hope. You approach the rampaging bison with caution. Do all bison have horns like that? Maybe they do. You're no bison expert, but you're pretty sure they don't all have teeth that nasty. Bison on Earth mostly eat grass, don't they? This guy doesn't look like a herbivore. At first you try to calm the Lucis down by talking to it, but your soothing words have no effect. In fact, you might have just made it even angrier by suggesting that it pause and take some deep breaths in reaction to its trampled charge. You're not even sure it can understand human speech, come to think of it. You circle around it, wishing that you had some kind of lasso or something. Maybe you can herd it away from the mother grub. You look around to see if any of these other Luci look vaguely like Earth Shepherd dogs, but no dice. You hesitate too long and the Lucis turns away, its furious eyes falling on the mother grub. It stamps its hooves and snorts air out of its nostrils and screams in a way that sounds a lot more hellish than you imagine a normal bison are capable of. It's obviously about to charge. You can only think of one thing to do. In desperation, you leap forward and tackle it football style, doing everything you can with your flimsy human body to drag it onto its side. It half works. You plow into the Lucis and stop it in its tracks, but it topples over onto a nest of wigglers, taking you down with it. Is every mistake in this path, in this route, gonna just make me kill babies? Wigglers and young trolls go bouncing everywhere, squealing in distress, and their Luci descend upon you in a rage. Everything is chaos for a while. You're trampled beneath the bison Lucis, which is very worrying for all your body parts, and you think you might feel something important rupturing inside you. But hey, on the bright side, this crushing mass is protecting you from all the other piss-off Luci trying to attack you. Just as your whole breathing situation is starting to get dicey, you hear a commotion and what sounds like possibly like the trouncing of some of the smaller Luci that were trying to get to you. The crowd of beasts around you scatters, and then you hear her. Oof, I'm having a hard time getting this thing off you, and he's still very angry. He keeps trying to kick me. Where is a bronze blood when you need one? You don't know what that means, but you're really grateful that she's here to help you. You try to communicate this, but it comes out garbled from all the blood in your mouth. Maybe don't try to speak, or move, or help. You experience a sinking feeling that could be related to your diminishing odds of impressing Bronya and becoming her friend, or it could be the compression of all your internal organs. Either way, it's tough to feel optimistic right now. But before you can give in to her, before you can give in to complete despair, you hear other voices. Your view is blocked by the mass of bison flesh on top of you. But could it be? Are these other people here to save you? Finally, I was wondering where you all gotten off to. Let's all work together, girls. 1. You two grab his horns and keep the head still to keep it from biting anyone. 2. The rest of you come around with me to his backside so we can push it without getting kicked. You hear some grunting and muttering, and the bison starts making noises that sound more confused and less furious. The pressure and pain on your chest briefly spike in intensity as the thing's weight shifts, and then they must succeed in dragging it off you, because suddenly you can breathe again. But the crisis is not yet over. While you're still testing the use of your lungs and blinking up at the cavern ceiling, you hear a new cacophony of enraged monster noises. Uh-oh, the other Lucii are still agitated. Get down there and try to calm them down. Protect the mother grub. You try to lift yourself to see what's going on, but putting any weight on your arms makes you feel like maybe all your bones got turned into confetti. Painful, painful confetti. You feel strong hands propping you up gently, and now your head is in Bronya's lap. You try to focus more on how this is a nice place for your head to be and less on the pain. This is not good. I don't know if my jades can reach the stampede in time, and the mother grub could get injured, not to mention all the wigglers in danger. Oh no. You didn't think the situation could get any worse, but now you see that several of the Imperial drones that have been about to leave the cavern are turning back, drawn by all the noise and chaos. But maybe this could be a good thing? Maybe they can instill some order? Homie, you are not even a troll. Fuck! They're going to kill everyone! She scrambles to her feet, in the process letting your head whack down on the cave floor. Your vision swims, but you can still make out the drones firing indiscriminately. At the Lucii, at the grubs and wigglers, at the jade bloods. One laser beam skims the side of the mother grub's massive midsection, and her scream is so loud that the ceiling shakes and a few stalactites shake loose, falling on the drones and Lucii and wigglers alike. It's a total catastrophe. A whole rainbow's worth of troll, wiggler, and Luci's blood is splattering the cavern walls. Bronya seems paralyzed by the chaos, looking from her jades to the mother grub to the imperiled wigglers that she's not sure who to help first. I can't believe it. This is the worst disaster we've ever had down here. And all because I thought I could sit back and let someone else be responsible for once. If I were a less secure person, I would let this moment plant a seed of self-doubt in my mind about my abilities to take care of others and do my job well. Or I could chalk it up to you being a really fucking stupid. You shrink under the weight of her glare. She's green in the face from how angry she is. You swallow and manage to spit out enough blood to ask a question that you already know is hopeless. Does this mean you can't be friends? Are you serious right now? I do not make friends with anyone who recklessly endangers the trolls and wigglers under my care. Already's nerve. 'Cause, 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 Alright, let's not do that. Let's be a weenie. You definitely do not like the idea of wading into a monster fight, not even to save the progenitor of your new friend's species. In fact, you don't like that Bronya is so focused on protecting all these helpless toddlers and distressed animals instead of taking care of you. Wait, MSPA reader, are we being a selfish jerk? You stammer out that you don't think you can take on any kind of monster right now. In fact, you just felt another stab of pain in your ribs. You might be blacking out. Bronya's concerned face turns in your direction as you start to swoon. She catches you before you hit the ground, and your heart flutters. You look up at her serious face, and she looks like such a mom, but also such a friend, like some sort of combination of these two concepts. Yikes, you don't look so good. I can't leave you alone, not when you're in such bad shape. Maybe I could carry you on my back while I try to stop the rampaging Lucis? Your heart flutters turn into pinpricks of alarm. That sounds dangerous, mainly for you. You try to think of what you can say to dissuade her, something other than, I think you should ignore the helpless babies and mother in danger behind you in favor of continuing to hold me in your strong arms. But before you can speak, you hear a commotion behind her. She turns to look over her shoulder and her face sags with relief. Yes, the other Jades are here. They should know what to do. We've taken care of crises like this before. Of course, usually I'm there to help. If you crane your neck, you can just glimpse a crowd of trolls corralling the rogue Lucis away from the mother grub, while the other trolls calm the remaining Luci and swoop up any regulars in his harm's way. It looks like I needn't have worried. They're more than capable of stepping in while I'm otherwise occupied. I'm so proud. You take this opportunity to compliment her on what a good leader she must be, to have trained the others so well. Super smooth. She beams at you and sets you down carefully on the cavern floor, kneeling at your side. This could have gone quite badly. I'm glad I didn't make the wrong choice when I stayed to help you instead of rushing off. It just goes to show that sometimes the best thing you can do for the group is to take care of the weakest person in it. You've kind of want to object to being called the weakest person, but you did just fake a fainting spell for attention, so maybe now isn't the best time. Instead, you thank her sincerely for sticking by your side. The two of you watch together as order is gradually restored to the chaos below. And even with your injuries, you feel close to content and quite hopeful about how this relationship is progressing. You notice that at your side, several wigglers are blindly squirming around, confused and crying. There are some young trolls there too, looking around all lost and bereft. You're not sure if their Luci ran off with the others that got involved in the fracas, or if these little guys are orphans now. Now that you've seen them out in the natural cavern light, the wrigglers look less like maggots to you. In fact, they are even kind of cute. You can see why Bronya would want to take care of them. One of the smallest wrigglers closest to you has somehow flipped himself over onto his back and seems unable to right himself, his little legs waving in the air while he cries. Trying to be careful with your ribs, you reach over to scoop him up and cradle him to your chest, rocking him back and forth until his cries quiet down. Wow, you have a very strong nurturing instinct. I think he likes you. You almost look like you could be his Lucis, or a Jade Blood. You are pleased that she approves of your caretaking display. The wriggler's cough breaks through your haze of smug satisfaction, and when you look down you realize that he seems to be having some trouble breathing. You point this out to Bronya. Good observation. You really are a natural at taking care of other creatures, aren't you? Some people find that nurturing ability to be very attractive in a potential friend. But as for the wriggler, this is definitely not a good sign. I'm surprised none of these drones have noticed that he's sick. If we leave him here, he'll be cold for sure. Bronya takes the wriggler from you, and you're more than happy to hand him over considering that you have no idea what to do with a sick baby that's not your species. Also, your broken ribs make holding a baby kind of painful, and Bronya holds the wriggler carefully but with perfect ease, just like you hope she'll cradle your new friendship in its infancy. Once Bronya feels assured that her jades have the situation at the brooding caverns under control, you both take the Wiggler back to the Jadeblood nursery. You hover around uselessly while Bronya sets up some kind of crib filled with green slime. You're a little concerned when she takes the Wriggler and submerges him under the slime because, like, he was already having trouble breathing? Surely drowning in slime won't help? The soaper should strengthen his bellow sacs and soothe his sorrowed chute. When he gets healthy again, I'll take him back to the cavern and set him free to make his cocoon and pupate. But he's so small, it's unlikely that he'll survive the trials or be selected by a Lucis. You hate to see Bronya looking sad. You try to be sympathetic, mentioning your astute observation that this whole system set up with the Wigglers and the trials and the culling seems pretty brutal. What? Oh no, I would never suggest. This is just the way the world works, and it's fine. The trials are how young trolls prove that they're strong enough to survive. It's only right for the weak to be culled. It's the purpose of J-Bloods to ensure the continuation of our species, and consequently, the hemospectrum. 1. We are not revolutionaries. 2. We're meant to do our jobs and keep our heads down and keep things running smoothly. 3. I would never presume to question the basic tenets of an Alternian society that would bring negative attention from the High Bloods, and I just want to keep my jades safe. You look around at the nursery and all these injured and underdeveloped Wigglers that Bronya was apparently supposed to let die. You think it might not be true that she doesn't question the way her world works. She's looking at you like she's scared you'll call her out on it and expose her altruistic tendencies. You try to salvage this conversation thread. Did you say that culling Wigglers sounded brutal? You meant neutral. Yes, you feel 100% neutral on this topic, neither committed to the culling side of things nor eager to take up arms in revolution. Ah yes, neutral is how I feel about it as well. What a good word to describe exactly how I feel about all controversial political subjects. Did I mention that keeping this nursery isn't technically illegal? Because it isn't, technically. There's no reason for any of Triss's drones to come investigating our hive. And if any drones do come knocking, we have nothing to hide. No borderline revolutionary ideas will be tolerated within these walls. Bronya laughs nervously and looks around the room, like she's making sure that any Imperial drones hiding in here heard her announcement. You feel bad for how nervous she is. You didn't mean to freak her out. You tell her that she sounds super convincing, and why shouldn't she? Because she's clearly telling the truth. If you were an Imperial drone, you would definitely be satisfied right now with her clearly law-abiding and neutral ways. Thank you. That means a lot. You cast about for something to change the subject and mention your ribs are feeling a bit better. Bronya's face brightens and she lifts up your arm gently so she can touch the injured part of your torso, examining it in her typically responsible and authoritative way. You shiver and wonder if her touch has healing properties. I'm glad to hear that. After all, I don't like it when my friends suffer. Your heart leaps and you look up, scarcely allowing yourself to hope. Could it be? Or was she just making a general statement? If you're not in any more pain, hopefully that means your injuries will heal soon. I'll take care of you until then, my friend. You are overcome. Your eyes fill with tears. Bronya smiles at you and then squeezes your hand. We make a friend. We only had to kill many, many babies along the way. No, you don't. Unless you're looking up at your screen. Because I am not tall. Yeah. So volume 3, so far these three, I mean, there were a lot of issues with the Wigglers in this one, but, and I mean, I did get trampled, but, I did get like a massive sunburn in this one. This one was pretty chill. These people are pretty chill. Oh, it's Herezi. Let me see. Fresh from your most recent bout of gratuitous bodily injury and touching scenes of camaraderie you shoulder on, you've had a few setbacks, made a couple silly choices. Boy, do things just keep happening. But let nobody say that you, the main character, are incapable of growth and change. You have made sure not to be caught in the wilderness near dawn again. You have made your way back to civilization. You can't wait to discover what new adventures await you. Okay, yeah. Adventures like friendship. Tagora or Vicare? I don't like the way either of you are looking at me. You wander down a street in a not too demolished looking part of town, but you don't really take much of it in. You're not looking where you're going. This is an elementary mistake, especially on a planet where everything that exists seems to be on a spectrum of engineered specifically for murder to could be a weapon in a pinch, but you've got a lot on your mind. And now, as the car, these guys probably have some ridiculous word for it, but you haven't learned it. You hadn't noticed comes, and now, as a car you hadn't noticed slams into you, sending you flipping head over feet, you add new concerns to your list, your bones and organs. We literally just got these healed. Can MSPA reader not be bleeding to death? The sound of the driver yelling, "Watch where you're going, lump squirt chugger," fades as they drive away, and you assess your situation. Oh, I was about to say we had new billboards, but that is literally still... You stretch each limb in turn, which, you've got to say, doesn't feel great. You've landed in a bush which is covered in sharp spines. Your arms and legs all still work, though, and when you do an experimental cough, no blood comes out. Pretty lucky, you think. You may have redefined what luck means by this point in your journey, but you'll take what you can get. You don't figure that luck will extend to the driver turning around to help you out of this bush. Your gazes meeting and sparking an immediate and intense connection that leads to a beautiful lifelong friendship, but you let yourself hope. After a few minutes of struggle, the answer to your camaraderie daydreams comes into focus above you, a figure outlined by the spiny leaves of your plant prison and the glow of the moons. The troll you can see isn't the driver of the car, but you don't care. Your heart is beating wildly with your continued lucky streak. Hello. You seem to have fallen victim to a collide and scamper with that scuttle buggy back there. Oh no! Oh no! Have you contacted your personal legislator? If not, I'd like to offer my services. My name is Tagora Gorjek, but please call me Gorgor. Gorgor. I'm here for you, for a nominal fee, of course. He pulls a business card from his sleek teal vest and offers it to you with a precise flick of the wrist. His claw beds are perfect. You try again to sit up, buoyed by this offer for assistance. He's some type of doctor, maybe? Or lawyer? It doesn't matter, really, because he said he was here for you. Those words go right ahead and burn themselves into the softest chamber of your heart. You start telling him your plight thus far, reaching up through the brambles toward this beacon of hope. This guy seems trustworthy, and that's not just your lack of opinions talking, you swear. No, your lack of options talking, you swear. As you shift, the moonlight shines on you. He steps back briefly, dropping the card. The one eye that's not covered by a swoop of product-infused hair opens wide. He recovers, smoothing his hands down his chest and straightening up, clearing his throat as you continue to explain. You're... what? Oh, yes, an alien. I knew that. I've done work with aliens before, so your situation shouldn't be an issue at all. Everyone deserves an equal opportunity to be represented by me. In fact, we may be able to use this in our favor for a larger cash settlement. It all depends on our angle. Here, try moving your chug column. No. Well, I said yes to your question, if that's what you were talking about. Like to your, when you asked me if you could DM me something. I said yes to that before, but I haven't seen. Oh yeah, I will message you about that. Because I can message you, honestly, I can just find some resources that I have on my Tumblr that explain it better than I could. You aren't sure why this is necessary, but you wiggle your torso hoping that's right. You've never wanted anything more in your meager existence than to follow the specific directive perfectly. No, not that. I don't... No. You add a little hip jiggle, not so much that he might think it's a come on, but enough to say, hey, I'm friendly and I know what the fuck I'm doing. No, you're the thing that holds up your think pan. Work with me. Why are you charging me for being confused? You continue what you hope is part of a troll friendship ritual, shimmying various parts of your anatomy deeper into the bush until you get to your neck, and he clasps his hands together. There we go. That one hurt, didn't it? Definitely a case of column snap, which can get us a decently hefty restitution. Your neck feels fine, or it doesn't hurt any more than the rest of you, but you give him what you hope is a convincingly painful nod of agreement. Of course, you will need to front the initial legislation costs. We may also have to injure you further to ensure our case is convincing, but you've got to break a few cluck beast embryos to make a grublet, as you well know. Yes, I think we may make a mutually beneficial team if you're willing to do what it takes to bring about the justice you deserve. So what do you say? How would you like me to help you? He's talking really fast, and you're not sure exactly what to think about your lack of funds or the idea of breaking any more bones, but that smile is sharp and shiny and pointed right at you. You want more of it. This one is definitely going to get him. I'm going to lie and say I got money. Tell him about the heaps of money you definitely have. You mention how incredibly loaded you are and how core to your sense of values it is to pay well for good work. That's what we call good business. Now get up out of that prickle frond and let's get you presentable. He watches you flail a few times before he sighs, unbuttons his sleeves, and rolls them up to his elbows. Each fold is crisp and even. It takes a while, but you're good at being patient. There's a 12% cost increase for instances of manual labor. It'll all be explained in your bill. It's itemized. I'm sure an alien of means such as yourself will be able to handle it. You take his hand as he pulls you up and out of the bush. It's kind of a rough job. He's not as strong as he looks, you guess. He glares at you like he's daring you to say shit about it, and you're a quick learner. He cuts you off mid-thank you. My office isn't far from here. We can go there to get things started. And by things, I absolutely mean get you clean and signed a lot of vaguely worded yet stringently binding documents. He walks with a purpose. You take off the flora stuck in your various body parts and do the best to catch up. From the outside, his office basically just seems like his hive. You've learned a thing or two during the shitstorm of a cultural exchange, though. You gotta play it cool when a potential friend invites you home. You never know what cages or monsters or methods of evisceration they may have laying around. Oh, thank you for the host. I really appreciate it, some doomed guy. And you want to prepare a nice, chill look on your face for whatever carnage you're about to be confronted by. Oh, it doesn't work. Your face fails to be bewildered. Your face falls to bewildered hell when you walk inside because it's all chrome and glass and broad white walls here and there. It's like he brought the fanciest looking crate and barrel display home he could find, down to the last useless minimalist accessory, and then never sat down on it. His Lucis, a ferret, is chilling on an enormous silver thing that's halfway between a throne and a play tower. Everything is clean and bright and at perfect right angles. You don't see any weapons anywhere. It's fucking creepy. You ask him if he just moved in because polite conversation seems like maybe the best thing you can do. In the absence of something specific to focus your fear on, you're just sort of a little afraid of everything. You're not paying me to learn my life story, unless you'd like to. In that case, no. I've lived here most of my life. I'll go ahead and add that to your bill. You stare at one of the chairs. Should you sit in it? By all means, do not make yourself at home. Head straight to my abulation trap where I'll prepare our contract. You really want to connect with this guy, and you like how you just vibed there when you were thinking about sitting your bed ragged ass in his fancy chair, and he could totally tell you were thinking it, but you don't want to be friends badly enough to walk straight into something that has the word trap right there in his name without at least pondering it for a second. You've become savvier during all this. Take a goddamn bath. You are more than a little concerned about the trap part of the instructions you just received, but hey, at least a trap you know about is better than one you don't. And with everything else you can see so freakily pristine, he has to be hiding some evil somewhere. You wonder if it's a dungeon. A dungeon could be cool. Oh, hi! The ferret bounds down off his pedestal and jerks his head for you to follow it. You do, because it seems like a regular thing to do, and Tagora is busy on his computer. It leads you to a bathroom, which is just as fancy and clean as everything else you've seen. The Lucis chitters at you for a second, squirms his big noodle body around, and leaves, shutting the door behind it. You wait a second till it's probably gone before you test the handle. It's unlocked! Huh. You wonder what the point or, motive might be for leading you to this room until you turn and see yourself in the mirror. That is some haggard looking stuff right there, so fair. You're flying by the seat of your pants, but you guess maybe you're supposed to take a bath? If not, and he gets pissed and unleashes the ferret on you, at least you'll meet your maker nice and clean. You half expect some indiscernible goo or blood or something to come out of the faucet in the weird lumpy tub, but thankfully it's just water. Once you're in, you take a look at the truly inordinate amount of bath products you have at your fingertips. There are three shelves of little bottles and soaps and unidentifiable lathersome accessories by the tub alone, and there's even more by the mirror. The labels are all gibberish, of course, but you sniff a few until you find something flowery and go to town. You take more time than you should in there, but you haven't experienced a moment of luxurious solitude in a bit. Full-time friendship searching can be difficult work. It's good to recharge. Once you're freshly scrubbed and dried, you slather yourself head to toe with some lotion you find in an iridescent vial. You hope he won't mind you using it. He wants you to be presentable, and this stuff is sparkly, so he's going to definitely charge me for that. You're starting to feel rejuvenated as hell, ready to knock this friendship stuff right out of the park. You leave your dirty, torn up old clothes on the floor, wrap yourself in one of the many satin bathrobes folded on a shelf, and head back out to find Tagora. He's standing in his foyer, waiting with the contract he's typed up for you. When he sees you, his eyebrow ticks up. I see you went with the Rainbow Drinker Serum, full body application. Bold choice. I mean, it's an incredibly rare and expensive product, and I do expect to be remunerated. I can words. But I won't lie, it works. Yeah, sure, that stuff. You don't want to let on that you don't know what it is, since he seems impressed. Instead, you give his ego a little stroke and tell him you hadn't seen such a sumptuous array of self-care accoutrements in so long that you couldn't help yourself. Not everyone takes skincare as seriously as they should. I assumed you were taking forever in there because you'd gotten lost or you didn't know how to use the abdulation trap. I hadn't considered the possibility that you were just doing your regimen. Noted. Oh! You hold out your arms to admire the well-hydrated sheen you have going on. This time, you're not really even bullshitting. It does actually look pretty good. Tagora seems like he's struggling. He keeps opening his mouth to say something, then changing his mind. He's clutching the documents in his hands like a flotation device. He looks down at them, then back at you. I typically only use that particular product to highlight my cheekbones, but there's no real reason you shouldn't apply it more liberally, especially if cost isn't an issue. It's a little drastic for my personal style, but there's a certain unorthodox glamour to it. The next bit looks like it hurts him a bit to get out. Would you like to step outside to see the full effect? You bet your ass you would. You're curious about what he means by effect, and this seems like more fun than signing stuff. He places the documents down on his desk like they're made of glass, not paper. He looks up at his Lucis, who just sort of tilts his head to the side. You look away and give them privacy to do whatever eyeball communication is going on. After a bit, Tagora clears his throat and heads towards the door. You don't comment on the bluish fluid in his cheeks. For all the shift in his demeanor, it still seems like he might kick you out on your ass if you tried to get too feelingsy with him. You start to glow as soon as you step back out into his dark front yard. Not in a light bulb kind of way, but in a subtle ethereal luminance. What is this stuff? Now that is a look. I mean, there's still the unfortunate issue of your hornlessness and overall appearance, but the fact that you're still wearing my abolition robe. But it's cutting edge, I'll give you that. You almost look like a real one. You don't know what he means, but you want to roll around eternally in the appraise part. You ask if the look will help your case. Oh right, your case, of course. My man's done forgot he was trying to steal money from me. He bites his lip and looks back through the window at the papers sitting on the desk where he left them. You hope he still wants to represent you, or at least that he'd want to hang out even if he wasn't going to. You don't get a chance to prod though, because right then someone rounds the corner on the sidewalk in front of his hive. Tagora's face immediately shudders into his usual simpering mask. There's an edge of panic around his eye though. Huh. Wow, Gorjek, what have we here? It's a blue-themed troll. Themed. Which, if you remember right, means he's a fancier guy than Tagora. He's grinning like troll Christmas came early. You can feel Tagora vibrating out of his skin next to you. Who even is this guy? When he gets close enough to get a good look at you, he jumps and screeches, "What the boiling fuck?" Tagora is frozen, and the corner of his mouth pulled back to show teeth. The new guy is ignoring him in favor of noticing that you're dressed in Tagora's monogrammed leisure wear. If his look of fascinated horror is anything to go by. You really don't know what makes you do it. You should wait for Tagora to get himself together and do the talking, but you're riding the high of him almost seeming like he was enjoying your company. Plus, nothing boosts confidence like looking like a beautiful spooky angel. So you toss your head, put in your best fancy guy voice, and say, "What? Never seen a real one before?" You're placing all your chips on this guy knowing something you don't, but when his eyes get huge and he starts stumbling over himself to back away down the sidewalk, you know it's paid off. Tagora blinks, then jumps right in, picking up directly where you left off. Surely someone as well informed as yourself knows a rainbow drinker when he sees one. The blue guy doesn't respond with anything more coherent than a string of yelps as he hightails it back the way he came. When he's gone, you turn to Tagora and ask him super casually what a rainbow drinker is. He stares at you in stunned silence. Are you telling me you didn't know? You nod. And that you ran with it anyway, exploiting the fear you picked up on to turn the tide of a delicate encounter to your favor? You shrug. You guess so. You tell Tagora you hope his friend wasn't too freaked out. Friend? No, I hate that guy. There are simply times when being liked by your betters is helpful. Though technically, fearing me is just as good. Better, maybe. So, thank you. I'm so surprised that thanks didn't cost more. Tagora's laugh is soft. It's not a sound you expected to hear. He's happy because of something you did. You can't help it. You start laughing too. That was a bit of a rush, wasn't it? It was almost fun? I certainly didn't see it coming anyway. I underestimated you. He gives you an appraising look, then takes a deep breath. You're so nervous all of a sudden. You feel unbalanced on the precipice of what he might be about to say. From one prevaricator to another, I will let you in on something. I haven't actually encountered an alien before. There's the charge for feelings. Oh, sweet relief. You tell him his act was alright, and as long as everyone's doing the truth thing, you admit you lied a bit too. You aren't actually rich. Kind of worried about how this is gonna shake out. Yes, that's clear now. You have the invaluable ability to fake it though. That's potentially much better. Why don't we put your case on hold for the time being? You wouldn't have enjoyed the outcome of our legal system anyway, sure wouldn't. We can find an alternate means of working off your debt. I think we may make a better team than I previously anticipated. With our wits combined, we can tackle bigger and better things than traffic injuries. He flexes his hand at his side, and then in one swift and decisive movement, he extends it out to you. On his face is something close to an honest-to-God real-ass smile. I've never actually formed a legitimate partnership of any sort before, but I believe this is how it's done. What do you say? 5% friendship discount. The glow in your heart shines brighter than any expensive and still kinda mysterious lotion. You take his hand in your firm, no-nonsense grasp of pure, inexorable joy and shake it. Made friend. He sucks, I like him. Okay, honestly, I think I'm going to stop early today. Wait, why no music? I want to hear the music. Make the music come back. Whatever. But yeah, I think I'm gonna stop early today. But because I'm stopping early today and I super want to get through this game by the time Pester Quest comes out, I'll probably stream tomorrow. We'll see how that goes. If I am, I'll announce it on my Discord beforehand. So thanks for watching. But I gotta stop. I gotta stop for today. All right. Bye.